I want to take a quick time out before we get into an explosive session this Saturday, Labor Day Saturday, and we call it it's kind of like a Carnival Saturday in Trinidad and Tobago. How many people here got Trinidad and Tobago roots? Make some noise. How many people got Caribbean roots? Make some noise. This is the 45th year of Charlie from Charlie's Records staging this event. And let me tell you something, brothers and sisters. This has no mean feat. This area has undergone a great metamorphosis. There was a time when nobody would want to be on Fulton Street after 6 o'clock. How many remember that? This business place right here, Charlie's CALYPSO City, has stood the test. A lot of businesses have come into this area. There is something called gentrification that is altering the landscape of Brooklyn. There are businesses in this area who have come in to make sure that you support them, but we don't know how many of them support our community, right? We've got Kids Foot Locker, Fox Beauty, GameStop. I don't know if we can call upon them to help the community. Can we? But I would like to say right now that I am putting out a call to people like Foot Locker, Jimmy Jazz, Fox Beauty, GameStop, and other businesses who are new to the community to understand what community is all about here in Brooklyn and to lend a support to whatever the community does for the betterment of the community. Am I being fair? Yeah. One gentleman for over 45 years has dipped into his own pocket, has organized so that you on this Labor Day Saturday can come out and have a good time. You can enjoy food, free drinks. Anybody paid for a drink today? Anybody paid for a plate of food? Anybody paid for this entertainment? Anybody paid to hear KC and the band? This band is sponsored by Rainbow Car Service. KC, the James Brown of soca, endorsed by the late James Brown himself. And Golden Palace Bakery. So I want you all to put your hands together for this awesome. We got in this band some of the world's best musicians, and they're about to rock for you. But right about now, ladies and gentlemen, Charlie's daughter put together with love a documentary about her father and the history of the studio here at Charlie's CALYPSO City. Y'all know the history, right? You all know the depths of this brother, right? You see, a lot of people can talk a lot, but very few walk the walk, right? Charlie has been walking the walk for years. And so today, we want to honor our brother, RAWLSTON Charles of Charlie's Records, with a plaque from the city of New York. The plaque is going to be presented by Mr. Butler, Mr. Henry Butler, District Manager of the City of New York, and I would like Charlie's daughter, who put together an awesome documentary on her father, to come and read the plaque out to you right now. I want you all to bring my brother up on stage, arrest that man, some police officer, and bring Charlie on stage right now. Members of the NYPD, arrest him and bring him on stage. We love this man so much, you all don't know. He doesn't know about this. And I know he's as surprised as you are. So I want to put the mic over now first to Mr. Butler, who will then hand it over to Charlie's daughter.
Good afternoon, good afternoon. Henry Butler, District Manager, Community Board 3, Bedford-Stuyvesant, Brooklyn. This proclamation is actually from New York State. It's from New York State Senator Velmanette Montgomery. Whereas from this day forward, this will be presented in the capital, Albany, New York, on behalf of Charlie's CALYPSO City Record Store. So, without further ado, I'm going to now just turn it over. You going to read the proclamation? Or you want to read it together? We'll read it together. So we're going to read line by line, and you're going to read the second half. So that's once again, it's from New York State Senator Velmanette Montgomery. honoring RAWLSTON Charlie Charles for building and providing effective and productive community leadership while promoting self-development in the surrounding communities. Whereas people who enrich our communities with creativity, originality, and artistic presence, elevating those who are witness to and partake in their gifts are assets beyond remediation and cannot be sufficiently extolled. And whereas attendant to such concern, I, New York State Senator Velma Montgomery, hereby honor RAWLSTON Charlie Charles for building and providing effective and productive community leadership while promoting self-development in the surrounding communities. And whereas since Mr. Charlie opened Charlie's CALYPSO City on Fulton Street in Bedford-Stuyvesant, July 1972, the store has been a hub for Brooklyn Caribbean community, reinventing itself for each era. In the 1970s, when CALYPSO records were hard to find, the store was a go-to source for sound straight out of Port of Spain, Trinidad. And whereas Mr. Charlie, a native of Tobago, started the store largely because he couldn't find the CALYPSO records that he had been a vital part of his youth. And
there we go. Whereas in the 1980s, when Mr. Charles opened a recording studio and record company upstairs, it was a magnet not just for CALYPSO performers, but also for rappers like Houdini and the Fat Boys. In the 1990s and early 2000s, as the Burroughs Island's population grew, the record store expanded and became an essential part of the annual West Indian American Day Parade in Crown Heights, holding a party to start the Labor Day weekend. And whereas most Friday nights the crowd might be intimidating to strangers, as sometimes people are yelling at the television and sometimes they are hitting on percussion instruments called irons, modeled on automobile brake hubs, but for the regulars, it is a place beyond commerce, a necessary destination for visiting musicians, a place where there are chairs waiting and arguments to be joined. And Mr. Charles and his daughter Tina recently walked down the red carpet for the Tribeca Film Festival premiere. Of her debut film, Charlie's Records, a documentary about her father's record store and label. And Charlie's Records, in conjunction with the Gateway Improvement Business District, will host their 45th annual festival on August 31st, 2019. This free event, which last year was attended by more than 7,000 people, is held to give back to the community that supports Charlie's Records and the Gateway Improvement Business District throughout the year. And whereas it is the sense of this legislative body that when individuals of such noble aims and accomplishments are brought to our attention, it is appropriate to the public proclaim and commend them for the emulation of others. Now therefore be it
proclaim that I, New York State Senator Velma Montgomery, hereby honor RAWLSTON Charlie Charles for building and providing effective and productive community leadership while promoting self-development in the surrounding communities. And it is further proclaimed that a copy of this proclamation be transmitted to RAWLSTON Charlie Charles, dated August 34th, 2019, a witness where I thereto send my hand in signature, State Senator Velma Montgomery, 25th Senate District.
We just want to say, RAWLSTON Charles, we love you. We appreciate what you've done. And if you can't find a few words, please share them with us right now.
Good evening, people. I just want the world to know that if it wasn't for Charlie, soca wouldn't reach the Western world. Raise your hand in support of the cause of soca. Because if it wasn't for Charlie opening up 45 years ago, soca would never reach. Soca reach because of he. Learn it, respect it, honor it. And that's what today is about, bringing the forefront to the forefront. Charlie, Charles, RAWLSTON Charles. Forward this health now. So, with all admiration and respect, me are one A one blood this now, right? McDonald's, Jimmy Jazz, Footprints, and Foot Locker, Fox Beauty. Everybody needs to come together and support the cause of Charlie. Because it's one blood. And that's how we need him. One blood. All the best.
And ladies and gentlemen, I got some good news for you. The documentary that was put together by Charles's world-famous, well-deserved basketball star daughter, Tina Charles, who's here with us today, has received a prime honor in Trinidad and Tobago at the film festival. Put your hands up together for Tina Charles, and you got to see the documentary. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Mr. Butler would like a picture. Hold on. We're going to mash up this place in a minute. Hold on, the proclamation in the center. Everybody has some food to eat. Here we go. One more time. I think I got it right. Hold on, I got another one. Yeah, there you go. Boom. I think I got it, Mr. Douglas. Yeah, Mr. Charles, you know you have to say something. You have to say something. You have to say something. You have to say something, right?
No, ladies, gentlemen, hear my voice. Why I'm singing this way is because of all these hours that I put in to make this day what it is. Sleepless nights, and when you get old, you run out of energy. You can need a lot of booster. But anyhow, I'm not going to use that as an excuse. My daughter was talking for me. Goose was talking for me. The wonderful brother in that red suit, a Jamaican brother, knows the history of CALYPSO. A detective that serve us and continue serving us here in Brooklyn against heinous crime. He chose to come here to speak on the behalf of Trinidad, Tobago, the Caribbean, and our music. I can't finish thanking you for your presentation and the kind words that you elaborate about me and my history. My dear brothers, sisters, family. My dear family. I was taught to believe the family is the basic unit of civilization. So everything should base on the family union. They're not our family. So they're not involved and don't understand nothing. But when we are walking, that's what they like, walk. If you sleep, you're not going to buy that. If you have a shower, you're not going to buy that. They want you walking. Where are we walking to? Freedom, ignorance, togetherness, love. My dear brothers and sisters, you didn't came here for all this. But there was a deep-seated phrase that bothers me a lot. Whatever you don't want black folks to know, put it in writing. We're not reading anything. If we read, they may not be here. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want to go too far into it. But if we really read, these people will come to us. We didn't have to go to them. Something is wrong with us. But let me just say this. I thank you for coming out. I know we have bigger numbers, but things change as we go along. There's so many different events is taking place now. Everybody's getting on board doing something. Doing a little hustle. You can't blame them. Everybody want to make a little money. This is not about making money. This is about saying thanks. We're going to give you something for what you have done. For all of us in this community and beyond the community. So that's why the good Lord bless us with this beautiful weather that he gave us, knowing all the the disaster that's taking place from Florida and beyond is painful. We have to pray for those people out there. They underwent so many different things from years to year. And we are here having a good time. One part of the world don't understand what the other one is going through. They're going through some dangerous time. So we have to give praise, pray for them, that the good Lord could look on them and say, you know what? Let me change these weather that beat up on so many of us and the struggle that we're going through to survive in those areas. But again, you didn't come, like I said, for this, but I have to say what I have to say. I see what I see, I say what I see, and I want to tell you all, thanks for coming out. All the sponsors, the known, unknown people that make this possible, all the foot soldiers, Vanessa, Francis, Padu, I don't want to remiss anyone, Head Case, I want to say thanks. My thanks and my extreme gratitude goes on to each and every one that make this day possible. Hadn't it been for all you wonderful people that came out and volunteered to work with me tireless hours, we wouldn't be here enjoying what we're eating and drinking in there. I seen Sarge, an old friend of mine from this 88th precinct. I see my dear friend over there, Lance. Don't hide. Don't hide now. Don't hide. These guys, these people work tireless to shape our community. But my dear brothers, no, you ain't getting no credit. All the credit you get is when you get drunk, you sleep in the place we had to try to get you out of there. So, but you doing good too. My dear brothers, my dear sisters, my dear family. Again, we got to do this. We got to continue doing this. And without all of you coming out here, if we do not have numbers, the very few that remain is not going to give us any sponsorship. So when you come out and they see the numbers, they say, okay, we're getting something back. Look at Rainbow. Rainbow Car Service. This brother is from Jamaica. I want to say this. He is from Jamaica. Don't shut me up. This brother is from Jamaica. And he brought everything out here. And most people think that this event is based and shaped around Trinidad. No. You're wrong as two left shoe. This is not about Trinidad. This is not about Tobago. This is about us, black people. One love, one people, and the narrow restriction that they gave us to live with, we got to get rid of that. It ain't doing nothing for us. So unless we change that, and when you see your brother man, you ain't from no Jamaica, you ain't from no Trinidad, we are one. One people, because when those people, those white supremacists see us, they're not seeing Jamaica, they're seeing Trinidad, they're seeing black people. Let's understand that. We one people, one love. My dear brothers, sisters, thanks for coming. Thank you for coming out. I hope you could come out in a bigger number next year. So everybody, my Rainbow brother will be here, Casey will be here, and all the other entertainers is going to come and celebrate in this great day. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But like I always close by saying, all praise, all honor, all glory belongs to God. For this is the day the Lord has made that we all are celebrating. So thank you.